What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mikey Fish. We back with another video, man. We got our top 5 baits of the month of February, team. Be able to catch you bass, crappie, bluegill, lake watch, monsters, grass, stumps, 10-pound basses. 5 baits of February. Let's get into it, man. Let's see you guys what we got for today, man. Let's go. First baits that we're going to go with is no other than the Crush City Mayor and the Crush City Freeloader. We have a 1/16 ounce Jig Head, and we have a white freeloader, and we have a Crush City 4-inch, the Mayor. This bait is very versatile. One of the hottest baits that's came out in probably the past year. They're a good price, and the plastic on these baits are made with some really good material, and they do not. Okay, don't worry about that. The plastic on these baits are very good though. Mainly when I use these baits, I'm using them around flats, I'm using them around grass. If I don't have any grass, you don't necessarily gotta fish it around grass. You can fish it on points, docks, laydowns, structure, anything. So it's really good during shallow water, especially in the pre-spawn and the spawn, going up into the spawn in this month of February. These fish are starting to feed up. They're the biggest they're actually ever going to be. So these fish are going to be starting to move up a little bit shallower to get up into that shallow water to chase some bait fish, more bait fish for that pre-spawn. How you tie this thing on? We were going to tie it on the freeloader. You can tie it on the freeloader if you want to. We done messed up the freeloader. Let's tie it on the freeloader. So all you got to do, you turn the freeloader on the backhand side of the hook so it needs to face away from the hook. Stick it in. Go all the way down. Make sure you put it even, because if it's not even, it's not going to swim right. If it does not look right, it ain't right. All right. So you guys can see this right here. This is a freeloader. Now this thing, I just broke off the tail, but has a lot of action. Use this bait around shallow water. You can use it in deep water, but use it around structure, points. Use it around docks. You can use it around long flats. You see a flat, or if you see a point where it's 6 to 7 foot around water around that point or that flat, well, on that flat it's actually 3 foot of water. Make sure you're casting to that, because that right there is going to hold big fish with this nice freeloader. Same thing represents a nice little shad. Freeloader, team. Number 1 bait of the month of February. Let's go to number 2. Oh, we have a chatterbait. Bait right here is probably one of the most versatile baits on the market ever since it came out. Z-Man chatterbaits, they done made so many remakes of it. Jackhammers, Z-Mans, it's so many different mates. Thunder Crickets, there's so many different names now. This vibrating jig right here is one of the best baits during this time of the year because of the action from that tail it gives, and from this skirt, and from actually this vibrating little blade at the very top. Cast it around docks. Make sure you cast, if you have grass in your pond, cast it into the grass, cast it around the grass edges. When it's grassy banks, you can cast it along the grass banks, but don't actually get it in that grass. Cast it along that grass banks to just do a little slow retrieve right back to you. I guarantee you can get bites from this. The line selection that I really like to go with this is probably 12-pound test line. I usually stick with 12-pound test line throughout all my baits. 12-pound test. If I want to go up, if I want to get my bait down a little bit more, I downsize my line. If I want to not get my bait down as much, if I want to stay above the water column and not get as deep, I use a heavier line. But this bait right here is a great bait, especially during the February, during the spring, during the summer. All year long, this bait can catch fish. That winter time's a little iffy, but still can catch fish. A white chatterbait. Now, if I was going with the colors for this bait right here, for the chatterbait, or for the skirt, or the trailer, I'm going to go with green pumpkin, probably watermelon red, probably a little bit of chartreuse. And then when I'm sticking to something neutral or something natural, I'm probably going to go with a shad for the trailer, green pumpkin for the trailer. I try to stick it simple, white or green pumpkin. And what rod? We're going to throw this brother right here. Mainly thrown on a 7-foot. Medium heavy. This is an All-Star Team Series rod. A cast king reel, no drag on it. Pretty good setup. The line choice is 12-pound test. Go catch you some with the chatterbait, fellas. For our third choice of the day, we have a lipless crankbait. Now I couldn't wait to get to this right here. This lipless crankbait, especially this one, the chromes, the shad presentation lipless crankbaits, they're very, very good. If I was to go with one, I'm going with the chrome, or if I'm going with a shad, or I'm going with a red, like a little cottontail or something. Cottontail. These are very good baits. Now the reason why I like these baits, this one right here is a Quake 70 from 6 Cents. It's got a nice rocking noise. So when you're retrieving this bait, when you're fishing shallow or you're fishing deep, when you're retrieving this bait is constantly knocking back and forth, Once you stop retrieving this bait, it's gonna come all that weight from the front. It's gonna go right back up. It'll go right back up and flow right back up, just like this. Then once you start retrieving, that knocking noise is gonna go right back down. This bait is very good around grass, open water, around points, rip wrap. It's a good bait overall. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of times when I'm getting my lipless crankbait bites, doing a nice little retrieve, I pause it, I do a little pop, retrieve, I get that bite. You know, you gotta mess with your cadence, you gotta mess with your cast. When you're fishing deeper, fish it slower. When you're fishing in shallow water, you can fish a little bit faster, you can burn it a little bit more. But when you're fishing a little bit deeper, just slow down your retrieve a little bit, give some pauses there, some twitches. Guaranteed one of the best baits to catch fish during this season, during February. So get you one tied on, and I guarantee you guys will be able to catch you some fish. The colors that I like to go with is basically this color right here. I love this color. I caught 27 bass in one day on this color. Not this bait, but on this color. And then we have a shad presentation. I like a red, I like a shad, or I like a gold or a chrome. Chrome is good also. The line, the rod choice I would like to go with, I would either go with my 7 foot right here, 7 foot medium heavy, or I would go with a 7.6 medium heavy. Or if I had like a 7.3, I would go with something like that. But I'm sticking with a medium heavy when I'm throwing my lipless crankbait, so I can get a nice hook set, because you don't really have to hook set these fish. When you catch a fish on a lipless crankbait, those fish are gonna hook themselves. So all you gotta do is just slowly wind into it, and you'll be able to get that bite. You don't have to set the hook, because most of the time you probably grip that bass's lips, because the treble hooks that are on lipless crankbaits are pretty good treble hooks. I would just recommend doing a nice, slow, easy hook set, and you'll be able to catch some fish with this lipless crankbait, man. Number 4 of the day, team. Number 4 and number 5, we got some juice right here. We got some juice. Some of the best baits I've liked to throw for the past 2 years. We have a square bill and we have a crankbait, team. These 2 baits during this time of the year are going to get you some of your biggest bites ever. You want to throw this square bill right here, team? You throw this thing, all right? I'm telling you, sling this brother out there. Line choice, rod choice, get you a 6'9", medium power, fast action. Get you a good retrieve speed. Doesn't have to be too fast. 7-footer, 7 to 1-1, or 6 to 4-8, or 6 to 8-1. Get you something that's pretty good speed. So where to throw it? Throw this square bill around docks, around rocks, rip wrap, points, submerged structure. You can't see the structure, but you know it's there. Cast to it and cast behind it. Make sure when you're casting these lures, team, you're casting behind the structure. You're casting past it and not to it. Because when you cast past it and you bang it across a piece of wood, structure, rocks, or whatever, that's gonna cause a reaction bite. Those fish are gonna be able to pick that up. They're gonna be look. Aha, aha, come here.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Feel me? So a square bill is a great bait during this time of year. They love it. It's a moving bait. Some of the biggest fish this time of year are always gonna be caught on the moving bait. This right here is a Google Squad banger, 2 to 5. It dives 2 to 5 foot. It's really good bait. Only thing wrong with these baits right here from Google, I feel like it's not made as durable enough, because when you're throwing a heavier rod, or you're throwing a longer rod tip with a longer rod tip, when you cast the thing out there, it just wears and tears on that bill. That bill just doesn't, it's not as durable, and it sometimes if you hit a dock, if you hit a rock, it could possibly potentially break. But that could be any other square bill also. But go pick you up one, go try it out. I guarantee you catch you some big fish this year with a nice little square bill. Now we got that little crankbait. Now I'm talking about that crankbait tough. Now I'm telling you, a disco shad or a big shad. Get you a disco shad, get you a big shad square crankbait. This dives right here. It's a DT6. It dives to 6 foot. 6 foot. I don't really throw this one. This is a chartreuse type of color. I haven't thrown, or fire crawl or tiger crawl. I haven't really thrown this one too much. This bait right here, I'll tell you about it. I just be fishing. I tie it on. I give a long, good cast. I try to cast as far as I can with this lure. I throw it on a 7.6 medium heavy. I'm thinking about changing that rod length to like a 7.4 or something. Throw it out, team. You tie it up. Tie it on 12-pound test line, 14-pound test line. You throw it out. Retrieve. Easy going retrieve. Right now it's February, so the fish are still gonna be a little bit more finicky, but they're trying to move up into the shallow water. So still fish very slow, very patiently. Be relaxed. Just give us a small retrieve. Retrieve. You don't get no bites on that cast, throw it out again. Long as you can. Give it a good retrieve. Oh, give it a pause. Retrieve again. Give it a pause. Retrieve again. You didn't get no bite, throw it out again.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Drag it off the bottom. So you're crank it down. Drag it off the bottom. Let it relax for a second. Let that bait be able to flutter up and down throughout that water column, so you guys can figure out where these fish are at. Are they in a 7 foot of water, or are they in 5 foot of water? This is a Rapala DT6. Usually the times when I get bites, I'm casting on points, really fishing some deeper water, about 10 foot of water. But this is a DT6, so I'm not really targeting the bottom. I'm targeting a zone, like a straight, long bank. Cast all the way down it. Just straight retrieving. Drag it up, let it float back down, retrieve. Boom, there go that bite. I'm telling you. Caught some of my biggest fish ever on this bait right here. Ever. Check it out on my TikTok. So many big fish caught on this DT6, I'm not gonna lie. The colors that I like to throw on this right here is a big shad color. Big shad, it's like a gray bottom with a purple top or teal top. Very great bait. This is bait number 4. Rod choice, we're going with our 7.6. Now we already have one on. This is a 7.6 medium heavy. This rod is an Abby Garcia Pro Max, and we already have a DT6 right here. Now I'm telling you, these baits are very gas. Go get you one. Go to Academy. Go wherever. Go check it out. Go get you one. Last but not least, we got the bait that gives me the most problems ever. Jerk bait. A jerk bait is one of the best baits to throw during the spring, during pre-spawn, going all the way up into the spawn. This bait right here can catch them. It don't matter if you're throwing a jerk bait that's this size, one that's got 2 treble hooks, or one that's a soft plastic little fluke. These baits right here gonna catch them this time of year. I'm really gonna be throwing this in some shallow water, not too deep. I'm not that good at jerk bait fishing, if I'm gonna be honest. It's going in my number 5 because I know it catches big fish. This right here is a shadow wrap. It dives all the way to 11 foot. It says it's a slow sinking one. Usually when I'm throwing this bait right here, team, I'm really just casting around structure, man. I'm casting to points. I try my best to be easy as possible, and just not work it too much, because this bait is very subtle. Like, you give it some twitches in there, man, you can catch big fish all year long with this bait right here. It's a pre-spawn bait. It's gonna get a reaction bite out of those fish that are chasing those bait fish, chasing those bigger portions of bait fish. The fish that are more active during this time of year, because when the water temps are about in the 50s all the way up into the 70s, this bait is gonna be a key factor, especially for that pre-spawn. So pick you up one. It doesn't have to be this size. This is a shadow wrap, dives to 11 foot. I have a few different ones. I have a Google Squad Scout that was actually pretty fire for me. It was dived about 4 to 6 foot. It was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie, I caught some nice fish on it. Go pick you up one. Go cast it out. Cast it around points. Cast it around rip wrap. Cast it around. Shoot, cast it in the water. Cast this brother in the water, and your ass gonna get a bite. Let them fly. This is bait number 5 of the day, man. I had to throw this bait right here on I like to throw it on a 610 or 6.9 medium power. Medium power. I always medium power, because that hook set, these fish are gonna hook themselves. So when you're throwing it on a medium power, these fish are gonna hook themselves. Now, there's treble hooks. So when you hook them, it's gonna have a nice bend to it. You don't want a stiff rod tip. You want a nice soft rod tip, so you can get a nice little, a good hook set for those fish, so you won't be able to lose them. You better catch your biggest PB, or you like to. Guys, these are my top 5 baits of February. I hope you guys like this video. We got the crankbait, we got the jerk bait, we got the lipless crankbait, we got the Crush City Mayor, we got the chatterbait, and we have, what else? A freeloader, a Jig Head, 116-pound Jig Head with a freeloader. These are great baits to use to catch you some nice largemouth bass coming up in the pre-spawn this spring. Make sure you guys go get out there, try to catch you some nice bass this year, and have a good time while you're doing it, man. It's your boy Mikey Fishing. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, man. And we be back with another video, man. Make sure you guys have a great rest of your day.